Okay, let's bring in financial expert Rachel Cruze. She's the author of the brand new book called Know Yourself, Know Your Money. Always good. Also, by the way, Dave Ramsey's her dad. Great podcast. You've probably seen her on that podcast as well. Rachel, thank you for joining us. So I guess the big question is now we have a new administration, new President Biden. That comes with it, new monetary policy. What does that mean for you, me, and everyone else watching right now for our bank accounts, for our stock accounts, for our wallets? Are we going to be able to go out to dinner going forward?
Yes. Well, one thing I have learned, Eric, is that I do not put my faith in DC. I realized, okay, I can control only what I can control. And so we learned in 2020, there's a lot of things out of our control. There are things that we can do in our life to say, hey, the income that's coming in, I can decide what to do with that. And so focusing on your house versus the White House is going to be your best plan.
Okay, so here's the thing that just blows me away. I'm watching as Joe Biden was elected on November 3rd, and then, we're going back and forth. It was clear he was going to be the next president. Into the swearing in of Joe Biden, the stock market continued to rise. Meanwhile, there are those on the right, me included, who said, with this kind of national debt, with a Democrat coming into office, with the House and the Senate and the White House, taxes are likely going to go up. Why is the stock market just ignoring all the signals that in the past have really been treacherous to the stock market?
Yeah, the stock market's been interesting. I mean, we saw the rise even in December, whether that was the confidence because the COVID vaccine was out or what, but consumer confidence is up. And sometimes we see as the stock market, it's a predictor of the future. And so I don't know if Americans are just getting more comfortable with the new normal, but I mean, I came out about 30%, in 2020, which is just wild. We were not expecting that. I was expecting the opposite. So I think that's why it's important just to have a firm financial foundation where you say, hey, you know what? My investments and everything, it is a long-term plan. Do not jump off. In 2020, I was telling people, do not cash out your 401k. Do not cash out your investments. Keep them in. And so it's going to be a roller coaster, but no matter what, it's a long-term play with your investments and your retirement specifically.
I got to admit, when it looked like the election was going away from Donald Trump towards the Democrat, I pulled out. I got into cash. I'm nervous about the future of tax policy in America. I think those taxes could be rolled back. I know Biden said if you make under $400,000, your taxes aren't going to go up. But I've heard George Bush the older said, read my lips, no new taxes. And guess what happened? We got a lot of new taxes. You can't trust what they do over my shoulder in those buildings over there in Congress. You're not concerned about raising a higher tax environment going forward? You say stay in stocks.
Well, for your long term, yes, because I just believe in the American economy enough. And I know, Eric, you and I had a debate earlier during the pandemic about this, but I believe in the American economy enough to know, you know what, I'm going to have some of my money, yes, in stocks. I'm going to have them in mutual funds where it's 90 to 200 good growth stock mutual funds. Some can be aggressive, some can be aggressive growth, but really focusing and saying, yeah, my long-term play specifically with retirement is going to be that. That's where I'm doing it. Now, I also love real estate. We can get into that as well. But investing in general, I want people to be in a position where they have that solid financial foundation under them before they even think about investing. So I do want people out of debt. I want people to have cash, 3 to 6 months of expenses saved in the bank. So when something happens, like we've learned, who knows, a pandemic, an election, whatever it is that is outside our control, we know that we have that foundation under us, that our family.
I got to get this in because I only have about a minute or so, and I know your old. I love Dave. Dave's a good friend of mine for 2 decades. Love Dave, but your old man's not into Bitcoin. I had an argument with him once about gold. I guarantee he's not into Bitcoin. I started to buy Bitcoin 2 years ago. I'm living large on my Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin. Am I wrong?
You love Bitcoin. Yeah, that's great. You know what I mean? It's going to be people's personal preference. Again, I like long-term track records. And what we see with investments, long-term track records, whether it's the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, that's where I play it safe. And again, building wealth over the long term. People, the everyday millionaire in America today has their net worth, whether it's for retirement and paid for real estate, their homes. And so again, it's playing it safe. It's not fancy. It's not exciting, but that's where I play.
All right, we're going to leave it right there, Rachel. Again, I just put it out. That's what I do. I've done this for 20 years on TV. I'm long Bitcoin. I'm out of stocks now and cash, moving my cash from stocks into Bitcoin. We'll see how it goes. I may have egg on my face, or I may be driving a Porsche next year. Rachel Cruze, the book is Know Yourself, Know Your Money. Thank you for joining us.